Hey everyone, it's Daphne from Scrap and Create, and today we're going to pretty much wrap up SeaWorld, the Stamperia mini album, 8.5 by 8.5 mini album. And right now we're going to get started on laying in the cover, the back, and the spine, and then we're going to open it up and get the inside liners in, and then install the pages, the pocket pages, and we're coming to the end. There'll be one more short video, or actually I might even try to include it in this, where I'm going to try to do some of the embellishment online. Although having said that, there's not going to be a lot of embellishment in this tutorial just because this particular paper doesn't lend itself to adding a whole lot more to it because it's pretty busy already. Okay, well, having said all that, I'm going to sit down and we're going to get started. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And yeah, I just trimmed this down. It's pretty straightforward. This is from the 12 by 12 collection. So it's the larger of the two. And I just cut down the sides to make it fit. Okay. Oops, it's a little bit too far. Push it back down into place. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. So there is the cover. Okay, and this is going to be in the back. And this is from the 12 by 12 collection, and I'm gonna put this feature on the outside. So I'm just dry fitting it real quick. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to hold off on adding the spine, which is going to go in this way. And by the way, that was one continuous sheet and I just cut it. I'm going to hold off because I might want to add some charms. So I'm going to set that aside for now. And we are going to work on these two inside liners. And here's what I've come up with. So I'm trying to decide if I want blue on the bottom and brown on top, or what. And I think, I think I like that. So these are a little bit bigger than they need to be. So I'm going to trim them down to size. Okay, let's see. How does this look? How is this looking? Looks pretty good. So I haven't decided, but I'm thinking I might want to put a strip in there. So I have one, so I'm looking to see if I have a second strip, and I'm not sure I do. So what to do? So the one option is to put a space between them with a black line, but I don't like doing that on the inside cover. So let's see. This is what I have left. So I do have 2 strips. So I am going to trim this piece off so I can use it on the other side. Okay, now I have 2. So they just need to be cut down to size. Okay. So with that, since I know I'm going to layer it, I'm going to take these 2, set this aside so you guys can see what I'm doing, and I am going to join them. But first I'm going to ink it. Take that back. I'm going to ink these edges real quick. No, I'm not, because it's going to get covered up. Forget it. I'm going to tape them together on the back side. Maybe if I can get it to line up. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now this is going to act like one piece of paper, so I'm going to trim it down to fit. Ooh, I just realized I put that on upside down, which is not good. No bueno. So I'm going to try to lift it up. And we're going to do that again. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just going to cut that off real quick, maybe. But I don't have a straight edge in here. So I'll just try to use my scissors. So I just got some tape here. I'm going to take it off real quick. Maybe. It's too sticky. All right, we're going to make it work. So anyways, I had put the words in upside down, so we're going to start that over again. Okay, good enough. Okay, I'm going to put this tape back on it, and now I'm going to put it in my trimmer, and I'm going to trim it down to fit this the inside of the book. Let's see. Okay, that's right. That should do it. Let's do a quick check. Yes, it's the right. It is right. Take this. Okay, that is good. All right, we're going to take this off now, put some glue on it, and get this down. darn it, I just realized I haven't put the ink on the edges, so I'm going to do that really quick before my glue dries. Sorry about that, I should have done that before I added the glue. It's late and I'm getting in a hurry. That's not the new pad. Like nothing's happening. There we go. Okay, we'll not make that mistake on the next side. Okay, it looks like it's still wet enough to lay down. Ugh, that's really close to the hinge. I didn't mean to do that. That should be a little bit smaller, but it's too late. I've lifted it twice, so that's about as much as you can do. It's going to be very close to the hinge. I'm going to try to make sure that I don't do that on the other side. I think it's because I needed to pull it toward me. It's a little too far from the edge, but like I said, I've already lifted it twice, so I can't lift it again. Okay, so the last piece is, we're going to use this to kind of cover up where we've joined those two pieces. So I'm going to just make a little mark here. With my pencil. Okay, we're going to test it. Perfect. We'll ink it and glue it down. Then we're going to do that one more time on the opposite page. Okay. Lovely, lovely. Okay, let's get these two joined. I'm going to do this one a little differently. This is what I normally do. Okay, so the words are going the right way. Okay, now I'm going to trim this down to fit. Okay, let's get ink on it before we try to install it. I just want to make sure, yeah, it's going to be fine. I think I just didn't push this one out far enough. Okay, and you know what I'm going to do before I install it is let's go ahead and trim this out while it's outside the book. I think it's easier. because it's flat. It's easier to do a straight line. Okay. And we might as well glue it down while it's outside the book, and then it'll actually be easier, I think, to install this because it won't be trying to fold in half on itself where the seam is. It's just about time for some more glue. Okay. Okay, let's get the tape off. Sorry, I think I just shook the camera. There we go. Okay, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. And then we're going to get our pages installed. We won't need the glue for that. We will need the pick tool. And we're done with the ink for the time being. Okay, so here are our pages. So I just want to go over these again. So here's page 1. You may or may not have designed them the same or used the same designer paper, but this is page 1. Here's page 2, 3, page 4 and 5, 6, 7, and then page 8 is the same as page 1. So I do want to point out that while I was away, I went ahead and covered my 4 tags, which are on page 4 and 5. And these are large tags, but you can use a regular tag. And I'm going to show you the difference real quick. So here's a regular size tag, and then here's what I used was the tall tag. The tall tag is actually about 9 inches tall. So I didn't use the whole tag. I trimmed it down. So the tag from the tip to the bottom is 7 1/4. And it's 8 3/4 is what I think it is full size. I'm not real sure. Oh, here's one. Yeah, I'll show you. I didn't realize I had some in the pack. But here's what a full size one looks like, and this is what I trimmed it down to. So you're gonna trim it down from the full size to 7 1/4 and then cover it. And then it winds up being just about the right size for this page. So you've got plenty of headroom clearance, but it's not, if I use this, you can see it would be sticking off the top of the album. So you do need to trim it at least an inch, but I trimmed more than that. So 7 1/4 is what I trimmed it to. And I'll try to remember to run a banner to remind you guys. It's not in the cut list because not everybody's going to use the tags. At any rate, so those are our pages. So we're going to start by installing page 1 in the album right here. And I'm going to get my pick tool out. And the way I like to do it is I like to slip it right over the hinge and then reach in and pull out the backing. So I'm going to slip it over the hinge with the backing on the tape. For 2 reasons. One, I'm not sure where it's going to wind up. I want to do a dry fit. And then also the backing actually helps the page slip over the hinge usually. And I say usually, and I'm having trouble right now. So I'm going to try going, oh, because I'm not in the pocket. Sometimes I'm trying to put it between the page and a flap instead of the pocket itself, which is a little bit narrower. All right, so now I know I'm in the pocket, so that's a good thing. There we go. Okay. That is in. I'm going to go ahead and take all these inserts out so that I can see how it's laying. So I like to lay it this way and that way and kind of look and see how it's fitting. I'm going to stand up to get a better view. This is your chance to straighten out your page if for whatever reason your hinge did not go in straight. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my tape, backing. And while I'm doing this, I'm holding the page in place so it's not shifting. Or hopefully it's not shifting. Now I'm going to use this pick tool and I'm going to push, I'm pushing down on the hinge like that. And then I'm going to press my page in place. Okay, and it looks nice and even. Okay, so that's done. Now we're going to flip it over and do this side. And once you've done it one way, it's pretty easy to get the second side. Okay, now we're going to do that 3 more times, and I'm going to go ahead and do this offline. And when I come back, we're going to decorate some of the front. Okay, I've got all the pages installed, and so I want to share with you what I've done for the inserts. So I did 4 of these, which are for the pocket page inserts. And I did a 1-inch strip on everything. I don't have enough paper to cover these. I do have 3 intact 12 by 12s, but that's not quite enough to cover these. So I'm going to go ahead and install these just as they are, as just black photo mats. I said install, but really insert. Okay. Okay, we got 2 more. And my last page. Okay. All right, and this pocket's really full. Okay, so that is the inside. So here we go with the outside. So I've selected 2 packs of flowers. These are both Blue Fern Studios, and those will be links to the store for these flowers will be in the click show more in the description. There'll be a material list, and these will be added there. So here goes. I'm going to try to do some of this online with you guys. I know a few of you want to see this. For the rest of you, you can go ahead and fast forward through this. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit boring for some of you. I'm not sure how I'm going to arrange these, so you guys are going to just have to bear with me as I fuss through it. I know I want to apply them to her hair for sure. And these are just clumped together with some wire so you can separate them. They don't have to be a spray. And I think I kind of like it better without these, or at least not where they were located. Okay, So I'm gonna do something with that. I'm gonna dig in my drawer for a second and see if I've got some ribbon that might work with this. And I may or may not have anything that goes with these colors. And I'm kind of looking for something actually along these lines. Yeah, like this, possibly. So I might... I'm just, like I said, playing around. This is the part that I usually don't show because I have such a hard time with it. Fussing around with it. This is a little bit brighter than I want it to be. So I think I'm going to focus on these flowers, and then I'm going to add a few of these. But it's not quite the right blue, so I don't want to overwhelm it. Okay. And then lastly, I don't have them in here, but I have some gears that I'm going to add to the cover. So I think I kind of like it closer to her face. Like so, yeah. And then I'm going to drip down a couple of these. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get my wire cutters and the gears. Okay, I've got some gears here, and here's a handful of them. And if you buy the collection from us, we'll try to give you guys some of these gears, and it's really based on supply. So while supplies last, they'll be available. But I'm planning on like putting one on her earring, and then here's a really tiny one. It might go up a little closer to her ear. I'm just going to try a couple of different looks. I think I definitely like it this way. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut off all of these wires because we don't really want to see that. And this is just paired jewelry wires. Okay, I am going to use my art glitter glue. You can use whatever you like. I prefer art glitter. It's really reliable. Whenever I've tried to do stuff like this with hot glue, the glue gives out over time. So it looks like I need to cut a little more of that wire off. So I'm going to do that real quick. And then I'm going to get some glue down here as a start. And then I'm going to kind of shift things around, and then I slightly lift and tweak until I get things the way I want them. And then I'll like peel a part back and put some glue behind it. So I know this isn't adhered very well, so I'm going to add a dot of glue right there. Hold it in place for a second. I'm going to do the same thing down here. And I'm going to hold it in place for a second. Okay, and I'm liking that. So let's see. I want to have a big gear right here. Yeah, so I'm going to just add a little bit of glue to the back here, and I'm going to slide it slightly underneath the flowers, like so. And this needs some glue. I'm going to add a little drop here. Don't need all that, just need just enough to tuck in. I'm going to add some glue to both sides and tuck it in. There we go. And I'm going to add a drop here to hold that little guy in place. And a drop there to hold that guy in place. Okay, I'm liking that. Now I'm going to cut a couple of these and see if I like the way this, if I can work out a couple of these. I think I like that. There's one, and I'm going to add one down here. Shorten the wire. This is pretty easy. Typically, I don't start with a cluster. I create my own cluster, and one of the easy ways to do that is I lay it out, try to get a look and feel for it. That's not enough glue there. And if I don't feel confident, then I'll cut out like a little circle and glue everything to the circle, and then I can move the circle around the paper until I see what I like. But I was pretty sure that I liked this pretty quickly. So I'm going to put this here, and then we're going to add this guy right here. Okay, now here's an opportunity to possibly embellish this, and I'm not sure I'm going to like it, but I'm going to try it. I'm not crazy about these in general, just because they don't hold up very well. They're very delicate. I'm going to add a gear here for her earring. And the other thing I like to do, which I forgot to do, is place something inside the book so that it's elevated and relatively flat. And it's usually, oops, my 2 rolls of tape. I'll just put them in there, and that usually winds up being just exactly right. And so now it's level. Okay, so I added a gear here and a gear here. I think I might want to do something here. Actually, I like that much better. So let's see. This or this. I think I might layer a couple of these to get the look I want. Let's see. No, not crazy about that. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to put this copper one down. And then I'm going to glue something on top of it, but I'm going to give it a chance to dry. And then I think I'm going to use this one right on top. So like I said, if you buy the collection from us, we'll put in a couple of charms for you, or not charms, gears for you to work with. And yeah, don't like it. Nope. And then you can decorate as well. So now I'm just trying to decide, do I like that or this? And I think I like this one better. It just shows up more. There we go. Okay, let's see. Do I need to do anything else? Let's see. Yep, I like it. So I'm just going to poke around and see if I need to add any more. I kind of like this guy because he's flat. By the way, the metal on metal, the art glitter glue will work, but you have to be patient. It takes a long time for the glue to dry on metal on metal. Nope. Nope. I think I do like this just a little bit more blue down here. And I think that is going to do it. So the last thing is, do I want to try to do anything with a ribbon? And I'm going to twirl this around a little bit and see if I like it. And if I do, where would I put it? I'm not sure I care for it. Probably because it's not the right color. It's close, but it's not quite right. Yeah, I'm just not liking it. So I think I'm gonna do without. And then I think I might want to do one more. Gear down here. Oops, I laid that down. I didn't care for it at all. So nope, don't like it. Too much. That's gonna pretty much do it. I've got a couple of charms left, a few flowers. I guess the other thing we could do is do a little cluster in one of the corners with the leftover flowers. Either up on the top here, it's too long. Or down here. Cut that off, it's too long. And I don't like it. It looks a little too forced, so I'm just going to go with what's going on with her hair. This would be another nice thing to embellish. And I'm going to look and see if I've got some dimensional glue. I might do something to make that pop out. I think I've got some, it's called diamond glue, but it creates a dimension, and it's very, very shiny, almost like a glass-like finish. There's another glue brand that works just the same, but I can't remember what it's called. Well, I kind of like that, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And then we're going to call it done. And the next time we get together, I'll be doing the whole walkthrough. So that's it for the cover. So that's the inside liners, the outside, oops, that's not it. I have to wait for all of this to dry, and then when it is dry, I will come back and put my spine on. So I've decided I'm not going to do any charms since I put most of my charms or metal components on the outside of the cover. So I'm not going to do anything special on the spine, but I don't want to turn it on its side and apply the spine right now. So I'm going to do that offline, and that's pretty simple to do. So you guys can do that on your own when you want to. Okay, that's it for the cover. Thanks, guys. When I come back, I'll be doing the walkthrough. So thanks everybody for tuning in. That is Stamperia SeaWorld. See you soon.